from LP Savani Riverside School, Krupali Home. Hello students, in the earlier session, we will learn about the needs of reproduction, why the reproduction is necessary, and today here is the topic 8.1.1, the importance of variations. Why the variation is necessary, why the different kind of organisms are necessary to exist. Let's see. Population of organisms fill well defined places or niches in the ecosystem using their ability to reproduce. It means in the ecosystem there are various kind of the organism living around us, and they all have the capacity to reproduce, to exist themselves as a new offspring. The consistency of DNA copying during reproduction is important for maintenance of body design features that allow the organism to use the particular niche. It means because just for example, human beings will give born to the human baby, and exactly likewise cow will be give born to the cow only. It means there is needs to copywriting the DNA so that they can give birth to the new offspring like themselves only. Reproduction is therefore linked to the stability of population of species, and that's why reproduction is necessary to having the stability of different kind of the populations. However, natures can change because of reasons beyond the control of the organism, and there could be a meteorite hits. To think of a few examples, suppose as an example, if a population of reproducing organisms were suited to a particular niche, and if the niche were drastically altered, the population could be wiped out. It means there is some kind of the population, if there is a particular circumstances disaster occurred, then after what will happen, that population will be get unseen. However, if some variations were to be present in a few individuals in these populations, there would be some chance for them to survive. It means they have still some chances for survive if some are not affected by the particular drastically alteration. And if the water temperature were thus, if were population of bacteria living in the temperature waters, and if the water temperatures were to be increased by global warming, most of these bacteria would die. But a few variants resist to heat would surviving and grow further. Variation is thus useful for the survival of species over time. Here is very good example given to us that suppose there is one pond, and its normal temperature is 35 degrees Celsius, but because of the global warming it is not present earlier, but by the pollution it is happens global warming, and because of this global warming the temperature of the water pond will be increased by 39 degrees Celsius. What will happen there? Bacteria who is already survived there, they will not able to live in this much hot water. That's why most of the bacteria will be killed because of the temperature rising of the water. But what will happen, some particular kind of bacteria which have ability to fight against the high temperature, they will survive in the hot temperature also. That's why some variants, it means some bacteria will live even if the temperature is rising. Exactly like that, here is also discussing that some variety of the population will have the particular particular kind of the system which will fight against the circumstances, and that's why they can able to reproduce themselves. Variation is thus useful for the survival of species or time. Here are some questions, you have to answer them after finishing this chapter. You have to write it in your exercise. 8.2 modes of reproduction used by single organisms. Activity number 8.1. Which kind of the reproduction modes will be followed by different kind of organism? Let's see. A single kind of organism. See. Dissolve about 10 gram of sugar in 100 ml of water. Take 20 ml of this solution in a test tube and add a pinch yeast granules to yeast. It means what you have to do is you have to take 100 ml of water and have to add 10 gram of the sugar and take 20 ml solution out of this dissolved water and add it into the test tube, and then after some pinch of yeast is available in the bakery or the fermented industry easily. You have to take it and add it into the test tube which is having water and sugar. Put a cotton plug on the mouth of the test tube and keep it in a warm place. After 1 or 2 hours, what you will observe that extreme growth of the yeast. Put a small drop of yeast culture from the test tube on a slide and cover it with a cover slip. What will happen that when you bring the yeast from the market, it is inactive. But when you provide the water and the sugar source to the yeast, that will start to get neutralized. Yeast will get nutrition from the sugar because sugar is a very good source of the food for the yeast. That's why it will regrow, and its reproduction time is very short. That's why they will get reproduced very easily. Within 1 or 2 hours they have double of population almost. Then what you have to do is, after 1 or 2 hours, take the some amount of yeast from the test tube and then after put it on the slide and observe under the microscope. You will find the yeast under the microscope very clearly. Here in the second activity you have to do is wet a slice of bread and keep it in a cool, moist and dark place because it is the best growth for the best environment for the bacterial growth. Observe the surface of slice with magnifying glass. Record your observations for a week. Every day of the week you have to just observe the surface of the bread slice with the help of magnifying glass so that you can appear very well the growth of bacteria or living organism. Compare and contrast the ways in which yeast grows in first case and how mold grows in the second. What will happen in the first case? Yeast will grow, and in the second mold will grow on the bread surface. Is there any difference and is there any similarities? You have to just discuss it and you have to just observe it. Having discussed the contents in which reproductive process work, let's now examine how different organisms actually reproduce. The modes by which various organisms reproduce depend on the body design of the organism. It means which kind of organism will going to follow which types of the reproduction. It will depends up to their body designs and up to their structure of reproduction. You already learned it in the lower standard about the modes of reproduction, but here we are going to learn in some more details. First one is fission. For unicellular organisms, cell division or fission leads to creation of new individual. As we seen earlier in the first session of this chapter, there are many kind of unicellular organisms are living on this earth, and fission is the best option for their unicellular organisms. Many different patterns of fission have been observed. Many bacteria and protozoa simply split into two equal halves during cell division. In organisms such as amoeba, the splitting of the two cells during division can take place in any plane because amoeba is have not a decided body shape. Fission means, as you can see here is a one cell, but if this cell will want to reproduce, then what will happen inside the cell? It will start elongate, and after elongation they will start divide slowly. It means first of all, in the first case the cell size is this much, it is the actual cell size, but then after for reproduction it will get elongate and some sliceless structure will be start to grow here, and then after finally the cell will get separated from each other. It is the fission, and in the amoeba from the any plane this cell will get reproduced. From the activity number 8.3 we will continue in the next session.